friends, thanks for joining me today. So in today's video tutorial, I have something a little bit different. We're going to be working with this card kit, the Saying Thanks card kit from Stamping Up. And let me open the box and show you what's inside first. So you'll receive a pack which comes in shrink wrap. And in the shrink wrap, you have your, obviously I took it out of the shrink wrap, so it's all falling apart. So you have your full color instructions along with the supplies that are in this kit. This is a non-stamping kit, and I believe it's $14 on my store. So very reasonable. It makes 9 cards, 3 of each of the designs. So we have our rainbow, we have our hearts, and then we have our bubbles. All different colors. Such pretty bright colors. Who wouldn't want to get these, right? So in the kit, you will get, like I said, your full color instructions. You'll get a roll of linen thread. This is white, so remember, you can actually dye this using your inks, your stamping blends, or your Stampin' Right markers. So I'll have to do a video on that, how to do that. It's so easy, and then you can match it up to your cards. So in the cards, we have also our Stampin' Dimensionals. These are, I call them Stampin' Dimensional strips. So we have smaller strips. These are more narrow, and then we have our longer strips. And then it also comes with an embellishment pack. Really pretty, and there's always extras on here. I mean, we're making 9 cards, so you can probably do, let's see how many there's, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So there were 50 of these. I already used 5 of them on another card. So really nice, really cool. All right, and as I said, there's no stamping involved. So we have our sentiments, which are already die cut for us. You just have to add either adhesive, your choice adhesive, either liquid glue or stamping seal, or you can use dimensionals. And on these, you'll probably use dimensionals because they are much bigger. And you'll probably use dimensionals on these. You might want to use your minis or cut your full-size dimensions in half. Or because the strips are already here, you don't have to use what you have. So, and it comes in 4 different languages. So we have English, French, German, and Dutch. So, and there's extra sayings. And these also, there's 3 sheets of these and then 3 sheets of these. Okay. Then we have our card bases. These are also die cuts. I've already got a set aside, one that I did, and this is another one. There's 3 of these. And then we have our card bases. So again, 3 of each design. We have our watercolor background, which I'm going to be putting the hearts over that. You got your bubbles, and then you have your pretty rainbow. It's a very bright, very cheerful, and it comes with 9 coordinating envelopes as well. So really cool. If you don't want to buy all that stuff, to have all this in one box, and you are done. 9 cards done, right? So that's the kits, and those are available in my online store. Now, what I'm going to be using is not part of the kit. This is actually an add-on to Paper Pumpkin. In order to get this add-on, you need to be a subscriber. If you're interested in subscribing to the monthly subscription for Paper Pumpkin, look in the description below the video and you can find all the details, which you'll go to my website and subscribe. And you don't have to do it every month. You could cancel a month and pick it up the following month. We always get teasers of what's going to be in the next pack. You just never see the cards. So, but that's really cool. And these add-ons are very reasonable. There's 1 2 3 4 dies on here. I believe it's $12. Don't quote me on that though. So I had this idea, you know, working with this kit and I wanted to do the thanks, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to match that with the rainbow colors? So I started playing around with it a bit. And here's what I did. Let me put it on the white background so you can see it. So isn't that cool? They're just, what do you call it? Scrap strips of cardstock, and I used, I think, 6 different colors. Maybe there's 5. 1, 2, no, there's 6 because you really can't see the T. There's another color there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These were cut 1/8 of an inch. I decided to try it a little bit different, and I think these that I cut are actually 3/16 of an inch. And I'm also going to teach you something else that I've learned along the way that doesn't work. So you want to try it, go right ahead, but it didn't work for me. So, all right. So as I said, these are cut 3/16. I have 5 pieces because they're a little bit bigger, and I think I won't need the third one, but I'm going to cut it down anyway. So where is 3/16, you might be asking, right? Here, let me move this down so you can see it in the screen. So 3/16 is, we have our 1/4 inch here. 3/16, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, is that little tick mark right between the 1/4 and the 1/8. If there's somebody out there who knows their rulers, please post it in the comments. I would love to know what that one is. I'm thinking it's 3/16, but I could be wrong. All right, so we're going to cut that down. As I said, we'll probably only use 5 of these, but I've got the other piece just in case. This is, you know, should I save it? No, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to toss it, okay? That's too small. Okay, so then I have a piece of basic black, and what I want to do is I'm going to decide what color arrangement I want these in. I think I'm going to do it this way, right? I think that looks good. What do you think? And the red, I think we'll leave the red off because I think this is enough. And again, this is going to depend on what size your dies are. This particular die will fit across this. I probably only need like 4. Right, so let's decide. I think we're going to take the fresh freesia off. We'll just do these 4. Okay, we'll save that for another card. All right, so these are cut, like I said, 3/16 by 3.5 inches. And what I want to do is I'm going to add some liquid glue. It's much easier to add the glue to the bigger piece than to each of those pieces, and especially for me since I have tremors and I don't always get the glue where I need to get it. So I'm just going to add not too much, but a good amount because I want to be able to slide them around in case they're not in the right place. All right, so let us start with the yellow one, and we're going to put that down here, and I'm going to pick this up in just a second and make sure that's on the edge. Whoops. Okay, so I'll tap that down a little, and the liquid glue allows me to move it around if I need to. Next, we'll go with the Parakeet Party. Parakeet Party is a retired color, so that is no longer available, but play with this, pick the colors that you like. Granny Apple Green is also another color that's very similar to Parakeet Party. Also Lemon Lime Twist is another one. That one's a little bit lighter than the Parakeet Party, or you can go darker. Okay, so that's that. Let's add one more line of glue to our basic black. Okay, I'll close that up, and we'll add the purple, the Gorgeous Grape. Right there we go. Okay, I'm going to trim this down before I put it through the embossing machine. And I'm going to use my mini one. I think I should be able to, because the die is nice and small. Okay, trim that down. We can save this for another card. It's probably big enough to get all those pieces on there, right? So what I did and what I learned in my trial and error is I was trying to save time earlier, and this I'm going to back because to me it's a little bit too thin. So I'm going to back it onto another piece of cardstock. This is craft cardstock. It might not even be cardstock. I'm not sure. This was a scrap that was laying around in my craft room, so I grabbed it. But if you try to glue all these together and then send it to the cut and emboss machine, it will not work. Ask me how. I tried it. It did not work. So back to doing it the long way, right? All right, so we're going to put that down. We'll put our die down. And you can also add adhesive sheets to this. I have run out of my adhesive sheets, so we're going to use liquid glue. Okay, and with the mini, you want to offset it. Oh, let me flip this around. So you want to do, I like to do like what a letter E, I guess you can call it. And then this way it grabs much better. All right, so we're going to send that through. And I might run this back and forth 2 times just to be sure that it did cut. But I think it should because it's just 2 layers of cardstock. Let's just make sure that it cut through, and I think it did. Yep, because it's popping right out. There we go. Perfect. Check this out. You can actually use this part too on your card, right? So I might save that for something else. Okay, so that is done. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to do before I need to, what do I need to do? We need to die cut this piece. So we're going to die cut the craft piece. And pop these pieces out with my take your pick tool. Let's see, I know I saw it. There we go. We got one there. And one here. I think that was it. Yes. Okay. So we'll put this down. I'll cut it out. Okay. Add our number 2 plate. And push it through. Okay, there we go. And then I'm also going to show you something else, just in case, you know, you might have these laying around. They are foam sheets. Stampin' Up! Does not sell them, but I wanted to try and see what it would look like. We do sell dimensionals that are full size, you know, like sheets. I think they're like 6 by 7 sheets, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't have them on hand. I know a friend of mine bought them recently, and but see, isn't that cool? You can actually use this too. So let's pull that off. Okay, that looks good. And then lastly, these are the foam sheets that I was talking about. And I used to have these. I have them because I had them with my son when we used to make projects for school, preschool, you know, grade school. You know, you probably have these laying around. I got them on Amazon years ago. And I had a pack of these, you know, that were already cut. So I didn't even have to use up one of the full sheets. But I just grabbed one of these, and you could see I have circles cut out. So I have used these before. But I have one strip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut that. Also, let me make sure there's nothing on there. And we're going to back it onto the other pieces. So let's do that. Now this is a little bit tough. Sometimes it doesn't cut through the whole thing. So I want to run it through twice. And I'm going to check it right now. It does cut through though. Yeah, it did cut through. Okay, good. So we can toss that out, unless you want to keep that and use that for something else, but I don't think so. I think we'll just toss that. Saving too much stuff. All right, I think I'm done with my die cutting machine. So I'm going to set this aside. I'll put that aside. Let's get the take your pick tool so we can poke this out. And it has these little ejection holes that you can poke it out and then peel it off. Okay, so there you go. Pretty, right? All right, let's throw that aside. Okay, let's start gluing these pieces together. Put that here. And this is scrap for now. That's the one we already did. Okay, let's adhere these 2 pieces and then we'll put the foam. Okay, so don't know if I have any more in here. Let me see. Let's see if this squeezes out. I think it's coming to the end. Either that or it's gummed up inside. So I'm going to use my bigger one. And if you do have adhesive sheets, it's the perfect time to use them now, or before you cut them, before you die cut it. All right, so we're going to put little dots on here. Don't need too much because these are small and it will ooze. So I'm trying to just do little dots. Sometimes I get a little heavy-handed. Right. Make sure I get it on that and this. And put some down here. Okay. We'll add our first layer. So, and see how it's sliding around? That's what I like about the glue, the liquid glue, because it allows me to be more perfect in my placement. So there you go. Okay, so that's the first piece. I see a little piece of yellow here hanging. That should not be there. There we go. Got that out. Okay. Next, we're going to add our glue to the thanks, the foam one. Again, just adding little areas, not every single one, but I do want to add on every letter though. There, there, and a little bit there. Okay, I think I got too much on the S. And I'll give that a second or two, few seconds, not a few minutes, to just set. Looks good. So this just adds dimension and you are able to cut, you know, a bigger foam. So like I said, if you don't have the big foam sheets from Stampin' Up, you can use, you know, if your child had foam, or if you did, if you were into making 3D projects with that, you might have some on hand. Look in your craft room. Okay, there you go. Pretty cool. I think that looks so cool. Actually, I do like these 4 colors together. It looks really nice. Okay, so let's put this card together now. So I am just going to glue this down instead of putting dimensionals on the back, because I feel that the thanks already gives it enough dimension. So I'm just going to add glue. But in the instructions, it says to use those long strips of dimensionals to add this piece. But I'm going to do this. Then we'll add some glue in between. Just, you know, because just putting dots, because I don't want it to be popping up. If I can grab it now without getting my fingers all stuck in glue. Let's move this aside. I'll just center that like so. There we go. Because I use the liquid glue, I can wiggle it around just a little bit if I need to. See, I've got too much on that side. There we go. Good. Beautiful. And then, because we already have dimension to this, we're just going to add this down with some liquid glue. See, my dog hairs making its way back up over here. So I'll take that off. We don't need that. I don't let my, well, it's not that I don't let her up here. I mean, she could come up, but she's 12 years old, my shepherd, and her hind leg, she's got hip dysplasia, so it just doesn't work. It's hard enough for her to get up the 2 front steps that lead into my home. So I can't even imagine her trying to come up and down to my 2nd floor, which has about 13 or 14 steps. It's just too much for her. I'll put this down right about here, like so. Pretty. Doesn't that look so beautiful? I think this just adds so much more to this. I don't know what this is over here. Probably some dried glue. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then we'll add some some embellishments to the front of our card. And you could use as many or as few as you want. I think we're going to go with maybe 5 of them. That's what I did on my other card, was 5. So we'll do 5 here as well. Just kind of scatter them around. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. I'll put one up here. And then we'll put another one right down here. Okay. So there you go, friends. Really fun looking design card, isn't it? And I used the same thanks kit. Here's my original one that I did. So I added, because this was thinner, the pieces, these I did them 1/8 of an inch. This I did 3/16. So I added more color on this one. So I hope you enjoyed that. You know, when you get these kits, you can do exactly the way that they're intended to be, which I normally do. I usually don't do the alternatives. There's, you know, a lot of demonstrators and other stampers out there who do alternatives. I kind of just like to use them the way that they were intended to use. I mean, think about it. That's what makes them so simple. But sometimes you want to add something fun to it like that. And, you know, when we have these extra dies, why not, right? So friends, thanks again for watching, for stopping by, for commenting and liking my video. Be sure to share it with your other crafty friends, and stay tuned for next week. Bye-bye.